Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hold Up the Show, where we dive deep inside your childhood nostalgia, pull the movies from your past out to see if they truly hold up. Today, it is Merry Shipmas. Merry Shipmas, Kyle. Merry Shipmas, Andrew.
Merry Shipmas. Don't fuck.
Yeah, Merry Shipmas to you too, you stupid bitches.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yep.
it.
That is the holiday spirit. I love that from both of you. We're starting our Merry Shipmas marathon, and we started with Christmas with the Kranks. What a way to kick off this month.
Couldn't have been a worse way to do it.
I don't know. I thought there was some real joy that ensued in the hour and a half watch the other night.
Isn't this a movie by Quentin Tarantino? Isn't this his like seventh film?
Yeah.
But not Paul Dano. Incredibly.
No, he blocked Paul Dano from even having an audition for this. So.
No, because Paul Dano is just honestly like the worst. And Quentin Tarantino is a great actor and would know all about the art of acting.
Right.
From all the prolific roles he's had. Oh, that's right. He's a fucking foot fetish piece of shit.
Well, he did have the role in From Dusk Till Dawn, and he actually was not bad in it, but nowhere near on the level of Paul Dano.
He was okay.
Yeah,
Don't even.
Paul
Why are you
Dano.
gonna put him in the same sentence as Paul Dano? I think this is all a ruse to help Paul Dano's career out.
What if they were dating?
Which is good. Which would be good.
Yeah, or they're getting married. Like this is just like their playful banter between each other. That would be funny. I would love that.
Or there was some sort of falling out because Dano wouldn't supply feet pics to Tarantino, and that pissed him off.
Why not?
Yeah, I know. Why not?
Well, I think you're onto something.
Well, Andrew, this is a movie we should remember, right? Do you remember this from childhood?
Yeah, I went and saw it in theaters.
Okay, I did too. Did you go on Thanksgiving like my family did?
Probably. I remember going with my mom. I was with my family, I believe.
Do you remember liking it when you were a kid?
I remember it was one of those, we saw it around the holidays. You go to a holiday-themed movie, it gets you in the spirit, but I don't remember much about it whatsoever. I'll be honest, the memory that I had was quite incorrect because for whatever reason, I thought it was like a lot more raunchy. I thought it was like really raunchy, but it's really not.
It's
at
a full
all.
family movie.
Yeah,
we saw this on Thanksgiving, and my parents loved this movie. Then I haven't talked to them since about it, and I liked it as a kid, or I at least remember liking it. But no reason why. Yeah, Kyle, did you see it as a kid?
Yeah, I did, and I remember like thinking it was like oh wow, Christmas Vacation and this, the two funny movies. And I remember this is a DVD we watched. We watched this on DVD. We didn't go see it in theaters, but I remember it being somewhat well liked by my brother and I. Somewhat, but he was only like 10, not even. And
he's still about as intelligent as a 10-year-old, so he may still like this movie.
He has terrible taste. But
love you, Keith.
I remember this being a very sought-after movie at the movie store. I remember this one being like, oh, we're going to get any copies today? Oh, we're out of copies, dang. And people's taste, it just shows you how basic everybody is, that this was like the movie to watch.
Yeah.
Pretty uninspiring, honestly. And pretty pathetic. But everybody liked it. We all had a good time with it back then.
Yeah, back then it was a pretty popular movie, or at least I think it was. I don't know. Andrew's about to give us some numbers in just a sec. I didn't know it was a John Grisham novel first. That's what surprised me.
For all the folks at home, John Grisham wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah, that's really fucked up.
If this was more of the Da Vinci Code sequel, I think it would be a lot funnier.
Agreed.
But no,
I mean, Da Vinci Code is a great book. It's a wonderful book, which makes you curious to see how the book actually reads.
Yeah, from what I understand, it is a novel. It's considered John Grisham's worst novel, and I can see why with this movie.
I wonder why. I'm curious as to why it's his worst. Honestly, couldn't give you any reason.
Yeah, if it's anything, I don't know the difference between the book or the movie. Everyone back home, I didn't give a shit to even look it up.
I went to the Wikipedia page and I read about Canceling Christmas, which is the John Grisham book, and the plot is nearly identical to the movie.
Don't read it. That's what we're saying here. Well,
We should burn it. We should burn every copy of this book.
well, did they, Andrew? Let us know. Did they at least make some money off of this movie?
Do you want to guess what the budget for this Hallmark classic
Ooh.
type movie is?
Okay, I'm going to do my usual bad stab guess in the dark. And I'm going to say we were around $35 million to make this movie.
Double it.
What?
Are you fucking with me?
It was
$70 million?
$60 million. $60 million. Still awful.
It was a one set movie. What cost so much in this? Everything was on a backlot.
And fucking like right outside Cicero, Illinois, like a suburb of Chicago, and it was a one set movie in like a neighborhood and like an office building in a mall. $60 million is egregious, and someone should be punished for that.
Yeah, and the office building is definitely like a set piece on a soundstage. Like that is not what's costing you there. Is it? I think it has to be Dan Aykroyd and Tim Allen that carry a lot of that budget, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, did it make any money?
It grossed internationally like $96 million and change.
So kind of
36, but like it wasn't like a rousing success.
That's probably breaking even too with all the marketing and
probably.
So they probably didn't make much. They probably made a few mil, enough to make a tax write-off, I guess.
Well, serves them right.
Kyle did mention something though. With the holiday times and everything, I wonder if the DVD sales helped it gross a little bit more.
I think so.
Maybe.
Because I don't remember a whole lot of. I remember a lot of like holiday movies coming out, but I don't remember any mainstream holiday movies like Christmas with the Kranks at the time. I think shortly after that we got like the night before. Elf? Did Elf hit before this or after? You should know, Andrew.
I think it was before. Are you sure? I thought it was 2003. I could be wrong, but
I don't think it. No, I remember being in high school when Elf came out.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but
Elf was 2003. It was the year before.
And what year was this?
Wow.
2004.
So this was 2000. So this was around the same time. Yeah. Okay.
And
crazy.
the Polar Express came out the same year, actually. The Polar Express and Christmas with the Kranks were right around the same time.
My memory's terrible.
Yeah, you should apologize to the people back home.
I will never. I'm not going to apologize to the people that made this movie. I'm not going to apologize for. I don't know if there's any. I think we're ready to get in the blow by blow. I know we're all holding our best efforts for this, so I think we should just dive right in. Are we ready?
Yeah, I guess.
This is going to be a short episode, guys, but we're going to try to keep our anger to a limit here. Andrew, where does this movie start?
Things are in an airport, Chicago O'Hare, Midway, one of the two. Probably. They're at O'Hare. They're sending off their daughter, Claire. She's going into the Peace Corps.
Blair.
She's going to Peru. Blair, whatever the fuck it is. Who cares? Who gives a shit? It's Amber from Dodgeball. That's who it is.
It is. Oh, that's who it. Fuck me. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But they're sending her off to Peru because she's in the Peace Corps and she's 23 and young and graduated college and finding herself. And her parents can't believe that they're sending their daughter Blair off. And, oh, my gosh, it's Thanksgiving Day or the day after Thanksgiving. And, oh, my God, the holidays are going to be so different now. Oh, my God, what are we going to do? Oh,
yeah.
Should we have a midlife crisis or something?
They do. They're empty nesters for 3 seconds before they start. Their whole life comes unglued because they do not have another identity aside from I am parent to a single child. That's it. It is so underwhelming.
Yeah, and all they can do is talk about, oh, life's going to be so different now. The holidays are going to be so different. And, they get home, and they get a call from Blair, and she's on the plane, and they're, freaking out, oh, my God, it's Blair. Oh, my God, it's Blair. Oh, my God, we just said goodbye to her, 45 minutes ago, and now she's calling us midair. Oh, my God, our daughter. Holy shit.
Well, and they set Tim Allen's character up right now, too. As they're in the airport, he's complaining about the travel day. And he's just bitching and moaning. And Jamie Lee Curtis can't even get a word out. She's just in this, unrealistic crying, sobbing. She's, lost a family member. And also, I don't know very many Peace Corps missions that go to Peru.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like most go to like Costa Rica or Honduras.
Africa.
Yeah, the country of Africa. Yes, how could we forget? But I'm like, Peru was an interesting choice, to say the least.
And Peru is a beautiful country, too. I would send me to Peace Corps in Peru. And it's only a year. This really sets up the start of the movie and just the absurdity that we're in for. Because after this, they're on their way home. It's dark already, so it makes me think that they're driving a pretty good distance. Where did you say this town was that they filmed in, Andrew?
It's just right. It's right around like Cicero,
okay,
which is just
that's
west
the north side
city.
of Chicago. Yeah,
It is north side, but like if you could draw a line west to east from Cicero to like the Magnificent Mile, like it's just west of the city. It's above the interstate. It's above the south side. It is north and above.
But it's also not the west side, to be very clear. So
no, but it's residential and
it's the suburbs. It's that Napierville. Like there's a lot of suburbs around there that are essentially the cookie cutter the same. So they did shoot this on location.
Wow. Really original. Good for them. Love it.
We set up our first joke of the day as they're traveling back down from, it's like pouring rain, right? And so the first joke of this entire movie is literally 5 minutes long. This is a long bit that they carry out. But she needs white chocolate chips and almonds from a pistachios from this like little diner, drugstore, grocery store like shop, mom and pop shop, and they're pulled over. And Tim Allen immediately looks around and says, "I don't have my umbrella, so this is going to have to wait." And she gets upset and then tries to do it herself. And he's like, "No, I'll do it." And goes out and just gets soaking wet. Goes inside the store, forgets the pistachios or the white chocolate, I can't remember, comes back out. She tells him he's got to go back in and talk to the butcher about white chocolate. And then he leaves and gets soaking wet. And the entire time he's passing this Santa Claus that's trying to offer him an umbrella. And he refuses to take it and he's a total prick to the guy the entire time. Tim Allen is the most unlikable character.
Yeah, for no reason either. It's totally unjustified. He's just a fucking asshole.
Right.
And he's essentially the same as Scott Calvin in the Santa Claus. Like, there's not much of a deviance. It's the same character, same role we've seen Allen in like a million times. So playing up the tropes already. But what do you expect with Tim Allen, I guess?
Right.
I don't mean to insult the guy, but...
Yeah, he does have a stereotype character he loves to play. But then the awning gives way, and 16 million gallons of water just dump on him. It's like 20 seconds long of water, just unrealistic amount of water, and that's the joke. And I was so angry at this because we sat there and watched this scene develop for 6 minutes, and it went nowhere. There was no dialogue.
It wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
It was nothing funny.
Look, he's wet. Oh, my God, he's getting wetter. He's wet.
But then he gets back in the car, and he's drier. It's a nice continuity error, fuckers.
Well, and while he's soaking wet, he stares over at this like travel agencies, and it says, "Rainy weather got you down. Go to the Bahamas," or something of that nature. And he starts getting an idea. What's that idea, Andrew?
The idea is that they go on a 10-day cruise in the Caribbean starting on Christmas Day. And the idea is to, quote, cancel Christmas, not celebrate Christmas. They're going to do something different because their daughter is gone, they're empty nesting, and they really can't come to grips with it because I don't fucking know. They need therapy. They need to be honest with themselves. I don't know. That's not my problem to deal with. But they're going on a cruise.
So he wants to go on a cruise. Basically, he gets the idea, and he goes to the office, and he starts crunching some numbers and starts to see what they spent on Christmas last year. And what was that total, Kyle? Do you remember?
It was $6,100 and change.
Who is spending that, like, on just decorations and stuff?
That's Christmas? What I'm saying. Like, on decorations, on presents, on you're staying at home. Yeah. What could you possibly be getting? And also, we'll see this later, all the food that they're getting, all the traditions are shitty. Like, trashy little tin ham. Like, it's so... Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
There's not actual ham in that, yeah.
So Tim Allen uses this whole thing to go, you know what? We spent too much money. Our daughter's not even here. Fuck, you know what? It'd be one thing if he was like, you know what? Let's just have a nice, relaxing Christmas. We'll celebrate together on a cruise and we'll save a little bit of money. And that's that. But that's not how any of this unfolds.
Right.
They made it their entire fucking personality. They went and told everyone, hey, we're not celebrating Christmas. Don't talk to us about Christmas. Don't give us
Don't
gifts.
talk about Christmas.
So,
I'm going to hand you out a flyer. He hands out a flyer to everybody in his office. Don't talk to me about Christmas.
With company letterhead, mind you. With company letterhead.
Before we get to that, like, we're jumping a little ahead because I do want to bring this up because this was also bad joke number 2 is Tim Allen gets home and he's, like, excited because he's going to show that he can save $3,000 and they can go on this cruise. And all they have to do is skip Christmas, which is... It's asinine to think about, but the whole joke in this setting is they're sitting there having dinner, and he's getting a little, like, squirrely, and all of a sudden Jamie Lee Curtis gets the hots, and she's just, like, unbuttoning her blouse. She's drinking a bunch of wine.
He's playing around almost like he's role-playing, and she's like, it's not even Saturday.
It's not even Saturday.
Now.
Oh, I remember my dad
they're clearly a
giggling at
miserable
that.
couple. They're clearly
They hate
a
each
miserable
other.
couple.
They hate each other. So, like, why are we throwing... Never mind. So that's bad joke number 2. Jamie Lee Curtis agrees to it because she's like, we can save money and go on the cruise, but I want to still donate to the charities, which is...
And he was like, no, we're not donating any money. Which is, to Kyle's point, they went all or nothing for no reason here.
Right.
Like,
you could still you can still do some of the Christmas and save money and still go on the cruise.
You can put up a tree. You can, decorate your house. You won't be there, but it's still up. Like, why do you have to? Oh my God, the extremes.
Yeah,
like,
you can cut the party. I get the part. You cut the most expensive things, and you can still save like $1,000 or $2,000. Still celebrate Christmas with people, and go to your cruise. Your cruise could be the present. You can celebrate Christmas on the cruise. But Tim Allen thinks that by celebrating Christmas, we've given up on the cruise. Is his whole thought process. And to your guys' point, he goes
one or the other.
And to your point, he goes to work and basically stirs the hornet's nest. He goes in and says, I'm not celebrating Christmas, and I will not accept any of your shitty Christmas stuff that I never liked to begin with. Basically telling people that their traditions are stupid and he will not celebrate them this year. And like you said, it was on company letterhead. That's an HR violation.
And he went out and handed it out to people individually. Like, he didn't
aggressively.
He literally hand delivered it to them. Like, all right, way to be extra. Way to make it about yourself. Way to make it your personality. You're doing this for attention, clearly. Like, you just are.
And it seemed like to me, like, he's got a lot of pent-up anger towards Christmas. Because what do the Kranks do? They do a Christmas Eve party that the whole town is apparently invited to. They buy a bunch of decorations. They donate to charity, which the charity, again, it's like you could still donate to that charity and go to the cruise line. You should be. Everyone should be donating to charities regularly. Like, you don't have to cut that out.
Chase, there would be no plot if they didn't take this upon themselves and make it their personality. There'd be no plot. So...
And at the beginning, Jamie Lee Curtis is going along with it because, again, who wouldn't want to go on a cruise? I think it's a perfect time to go on a cruise because no one travels. That's how they're saving the money. And it's a good gift to each other. I don't see anything wrong. This should be the end of the movie. This is a normal thing. A lot of people travel on Christmas and enjoy their holidays. But anyway, she goes along with it, and they're kind of starting their boycott. Like, what happens, Kyle? Like, you get Boy Scouts coming in there trying to give them a tree?
A whole bunch of stuff happens that we're going to gloss over because essentially they're being asked about, like, they're out to dinner, or Jamie Lee Curtis goes out to dinner with her friends, but before that she runs into somebody who does her Christmas cards and invitations, and he goes, you haven't put anything in yet, and she goes, I'm late for dinner, gotta go. And then he's at the place where they're having dinner, and he's like, hey, with her friends around, goes, hey, you didn't get your invites either, and she goes, we're actually not celebrating Christmas this year. And everybody's like, what? And the whole diner just goes like, what? These people that live out in the suburbs that we don't know aren't celebrating Christmas? Nobody fucking listens to you like that in the city. You fucking kidding me?
Right.
And
the Christmas card guy following them into the restaurant was so absurd.
Well, he had, to be fair, he wasn't following her in there. He was there eating with his family, it looked like. But still, the fact that he's going up next to her like that is absurd.
Well,
Why would you do that?
I think he did follow her in there, and because he started aggressively approaching her about Christmas cards with her friends, and then he goes to the table behind them and starts gossiping. So I'm like, okay, I thought Tim Allen was a prick, but all of you are pricks too, because you're doing the same thing.
This is where I didn't like anybody in this movie at this point. Like, they're performative and self-involved, the Kranks are, and the people around them are entitled fucks who are like busybodies who don't need to, like, who don't give a shit about anything else. Like, the biggest thing happening in their life isn't like a genocide somewhere, isn't the economy getting torn up, isn't Shamu getting eviscerated in SeaWorld. It's literally, what are my neighbors doing? Oh my God, I can do that. The worst people on the planet who have ever existed are these people.
Yes.
And
speaking of genocide, this movie made me want to commit genocide. Like, I'm just going to say that. Like,
nice job.
This entire setup was just, oh my God, I wish you could see my shoulders right now because I'm shaking at how stupid it was.
I hope everyone can
God.
hear our intensity through this, because this movie, the most illogical things have to happen for this movie to even exist. Yeah, sure, there may be some busybodies out there that really stick their nose in your business, and they're like, oh, what are the Kranks doing for Christmas? I can't believe it. They're going on a cruise. They're enjoying their life. I know that there's people like that, but the whole town, and this is a pretty big town. Andrew, I want you to look up the population of this town and tell me, because I'm curious to see.
Cicero's part of it's technically, like, it's not part of the city. It's outside of the city, but, like, you might as well include it in the city.
Think of it as just like Alpharetta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think of it as Alpharetta or like
Georgia
Marietta.
listeners. Yeah.
You know, it's just
It's a
like
big
that.
town.
No one gives a fuck if someone isn't celebrating Christmas. No one is going to have an outrage. An entire neighborhood is not going to freak out.
Let's go ahead and
put up their damn Frosty on the roof.
Let's go ahead and say what we're all saying here. It's a predominantly white neighborhood too, and so you are going to get some of those busybodies. But we're introduced. We're moving on here. We're introduced to Dan Aykroyd, who is what, the town chairman. He's not even the.
He's like the neighborhood association guy.
He's like the HOA. He's like the head of the HOA.
And
I would say.
And did you guys notice his hair plugs in this movie?
Okay,
yeah,
I don't know if those were hair plugs. That looked like his really bad, bald, fading hair.
Well,
I would look that up.
There was a movie that came out after this, not too long after this was filmed, and he had a full head of hair. So I don't know if those were hair plugs. They looked like they were hair plugs growing in, and he just kind of had to deal with it while it was in the process.
Well, why would you get hair plugs to be bald and not just get them all done at the same time? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Is Dan Aykroyd? He looks terrible in this movie.
Well, maybe that's why he did this movie. Maybe he could only get a half head of hair, and he needed to do this movie to get a full head of hair.
That's probably it.
Dan Aykroyd.
It was early 2000s. I don't remember much he was in at that time. His career was fading. But he's basically the chairman of what would you say, homeowners association?
Yeah, HOA. He runs the HOA.
But they treat him, his name's Vic Fromeyer, and they treat him like he is a god.
Yeah.
And he's nosy. He's always in the way.
This is where we can start counting the crimes. We can start here because he commits quite a few.
And so what happens is the Boy Scouts try to sell a tree. He says, no, we're not doing that. And they huff and puff and walk away. And then next things up is there's a Frosty decoration that everybody puts on their roof.
Literally every single house in the neighborhood
has a Frosty decoration.
Which sits up on their roof.
Andrew, the Kranks already own this decoration, right?
Yes.
What does it cost for them to put that up?
I don't know. You could probably hire. I have no idea. You could do it yourself.
Everybody did it themselves, and Vic Fromeyer said he would do it for them. So, but they are in this super boycott. They're like, no, we're not giving you Frosty. And they're like, no, we need to put Frosty up. It's like, why? You already own the decoration. You're not saving money at this point. You're just being a dick. And they're being a dick by forcing you to do it. So it's just a giant pissing contest now between the neighborhood and the Kranks. And everyone in the neighborhood's getting involved. Kyle, this is where you said we start getting our first crime. So what's the first crime that's committed here?
Yeah. Well, I think isn't this where the they get the carolers to go over and they start chanting "Free Frosty"? Like it's harassment. Like they're like going onto their property, unwanted, and they're just like they're like eavesdropping and peeking inside their house.
Well, and
to be fair,
we have to introduce too. They have a next door neighbors that are really elderly. One of them, I think, has been diagnosed with onset dementia, and
one has cancer.
Cancer.
The wife has cancer.
The wife has cancer, and he's an absolute asshole too. And he's a well-known actor. I just couldn't remember his name. But he's a prick to the Kranks, and Tim Allen's character likes to go over there and step on his cat, and at one point freeze the cat to alive, which great.
Took me out of it so much, I got so pissed.
That frozen cat was just awful. Like a horrible CGI, just not good.
Yeah, he sprays the cat with a water hose, and it freezes instantly, which is not how that works. And
also another crime here, he creates an entire like sheet of ice on his driveway, and the carolers just come over and like step on it, and they all like slip and fall, and they could have like cracked their skulls, broken their necks. Like, I mean, that's assault.
So you have animal cruelty, harassment from the other neighbors, trespassing. We're just piling them up right now. I'm curious to see. We're not going to get to the level of crimes that Jingle All the Way got to, but I think we'll get more.
Now there was no domestic terrorism, but there's close. There's levels that are close.
There's a lot of stuff in there. Is well, we'll get there. But this is where it starts. It starts off pretty petty, but the carolers come over and they're trying to get him to like free Frosty. It becomes a thing where the whole neighborhood goes and harasses them, and they essentially just like they're like we're not gonna do that. So
constant phone calls too, like multiple phone calls, like through the night, free Frosty, at the point where he answers it and hangs up immediately, but it happens over and over and over again. Like no one is going to give a fuck in a neighborhood.
And in the meantime,
to that level.
In the meantime, too, they're preparing for their cruise, and they do that in an asinine way because Tim Allen gets Botox at one point. It's expensive.
That scene pissed me off. Like,
why? You're trying to. This is about saving money, and you get Botox, something you don't need for a cruise, a Carnival cruise.
That scene with the Botox pissed me off because they tried to make it funny. He tries to eat some like pineapple or mango, but he can't use his jaws to keep the food in his mouth, and he keeps falling out. Meanwhile, he has this scowl just like seared on his face because of the Botox, and it's disgusting. And for the previous scene, they also went and got a tan at the tanning bed or tanning salon in the mall. And a whole bunch of people see Jamie Lee Curtis's character in a bikini, including their parish priest or whatever, and they're all like appalled that the Kranks are at a tanning salon and they're, quote, exposed. I'm like, who gives a shit? If people want to get a tan, let them be. But also, I don't know, again, performative bullshit that we don't need, and just try to be funny and force it, and it's not at all.
And the priest gets caught like checking Jamie Lee Curtis out, like staring at her boobs.
He's staring at her boobs, her cleavage.
And then it's like, but she feels the one that's embarrassed. I mean, at what point do we turn on the priest and say, okay, like you're being a little pervy right now? She's wearing a bathing suit.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, so like, and so they're trying to tan, and it's like it's the most appalling thing to this priest and the people behind him. They all have like their hands on their mouths. It didn't make any sense because they could be tanning without going on a cruise. That's whatever they want to do. That's their business. It's like them getting mad at them for shopping, but they're getting ready for their cruise. Jamie Lee Curtis is coming along at this point. She is basically saying to Tim Allen's character, she's like, you know what, I'm ready to get out of here. And I feel like she's the only character with some bright spots here because she is like, I'm feeling harassed and I want to get out of town. I'm glad we're not celebrating Christmas. Like, these people are pieces of shit. Like, at one point, they're like, what are we going to do on Christmas Eve without your party? It's like, go find something else to do. Host your own Christmas Eve party. Everyone's so damn selfish in this.
It's just a spiraling cycle of back and forth with, again, performative actions and logical shit just over and over and over and over again. Hell, it gets to the point where what's his name? Tim Allen gets arrested. I think we probably we'll
we're a
get
little
there in
bit
a
ahead.
second. But
So Andrew, they get a call on Christmas Eve. Who gives them a call?
oh, it's their daughter Blair that they haven't spoken to in so long, even though it's only been like a month.
Yeah, less than probably.
Literally, it's they say 6 weeks in the movie, but it's Thanksgiving's usually around like the 25th to the 28th. Christmas Eve is always on the 24th.
And she left on the Sunday after.
It may not even be a full month.
Right. And
so,
she's already coming home for Christmas.
Yeah,
and
she's surprising them. She's coming home from Peru, and she has a boyfriend that she met that she's now in love with after less than a month of being with him. And she's really excited to have the caramel cream pie and the hickory honey ham.
He's never had
Enrique.
He's never had an American Christmas. He's never had an American Christmas, and that's her big thing. He's Peruvian. It's like, okay, how insulting to the Peruvians because they, have their own traditions. But she says all that. She says, and he asked me to marry him. It's like, are you kidding me?
Again, just maddening and stupid.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is excited. She's excited about her daughter that she loves so much and like sheltered so well is getting just flash married to someone she met in Peru overnight.
Well, she did go to college with him apparently.
They went to
Brown University.
Yeah, wow.
How neat.
We also know a Blair that went to Brown out there. Shout out to Blair.
I thought that was fitting.
Yeah,
I thought that was very fitting.
I laughed. So, yeah, shout out to Blair there for her Brown education.
So, Chase, now that, their daughter's coming home for Christmas, what do they do?
Well, Jamie Lee Curtis gaslights.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Do they tell Blair that they don't think it's going to happen because they have a cruise that they need to catch the following day? Is that what they do, that they paid money towards?
No, they canceled.
They make a whole lie, a whole entire lie.
They said that they're doing everything, and they hang up, and Jamie Lee Curtis gaslights Tim Allen. And this is where I hate her. She's like, it was your stupid idea anyway, and I'm so glad it's falling apart because I wanted to do Christmas. It's like, bitch, 30 minutes ago, you were dancing along and ready to go on this cruise. Like, why all of a sudden has it changed? And so she's back to hating him. And the way that they glaze this town, too, as being the ones in the right, it just pissed me off. Because the way that the movie's tone is like, Tim Allen's the one in the wrong. This is a Christmas miracle that's about to happen. And so Tim Allen reluctantly goes on with it. So he has to go get a tree, which he goes to the Boy Scouts and finds.
So this is where we get a whole bunch of crimes in one.
Yeah.
On this one. It's a big bang for your buck.
So he goes and tries to get a tree. What happens when he gets the tree, Kyle?
So he can't get the tree. He has to go to one of his neighbors who's leaving. They're actually going out of town, but they're celebrating Christmas. So he's like, hey, can I use your tree? I'll pay you for it. I'll do something for you. He's like, no, you can't have my tree. That's weird. You're not getting my tree. So which is fair. So
he pays him, right?
He pays him, but then he has to get help getting the tree out, right?
And that's where he finds Dewey.
He does not pay him.
He doesn't pay him?
I don't think he does. Andrew, do you remember if he actually pays him?
I don't think he pays him. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Well,
I think it was like an unspoken. It was just agreement. That's all it was.
Did he I think he guilt tripped him then with Blair coming home, and he was like, Blair's coming home, and we need to celebrate. And then he gives him the keys to the house. He's like, okay, but you have to return everything and don't break a single ornament. And then he hires Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle to come help him move the tree, and Dewey just instantly starts breaking the most priceless ornaments that he could find.
Yes, all of them. Throwing them on the ground, being flippant and errant with all of the different things he finds.
And he gets mad at Dewey for doing this, and he's like, stop breaking those. And then he throws the tree into a wagon, and you can hear all the ornaments breaking. Could you have found a better way to move the tree?
And meanwhile, while they're doing that, the neighbor across the tree is just happening to use binoculars to look across through the window to see Frank here stealing the tree. He's broken into said property.
He's
under
using
those
those binoculars for other things with those neighbors too.
Probably.
What a voyeur.
Probably.
I hated him. I was like, so he just sits in his window all day with binoculars and starts looking at other people's homes. Love that.
Literally like a piece of filth. Like you are the filth and scum of humanity. If that's what you do, and there are people that do that, by the way.
And
you are the scum of the universe.
And he's like Vic Frohmeyer's like little errand boy. He's the one that runs and tattles and tells. And
he's his cuck bitch. Is what he is.
I wonder what his ball pee level is at.
3.
Probably very low. Probably the negative.
Very low. He's got low ball pee level.
Yep.
So he somehow gets the tree over. It's not decorated the way Jamie Lee Curtis was. She's trying to get. I mean, I'm going to gloss over some stuff here. So they're trying to just do all this, and she tries to go get a honey ham. She ends up like buying it from a couple that got the last one. She ends up getting it and then clowns herself around in the parking lot and throws it under a car.
Drops it.
Yeah, and
it rolls all the way down the parking lot, quote, hill. It wasn't a very steep
It's not even shaped like a wheel. There's no way that would roll. It's like such an odd shaped like container. And somehow a truck runs it over, crushes the ham. So funny. So hilarious. So she gets trout? Or
she gets smoked trout.
Smoked trout. Yeah, baby. Smoked trout.
So that's what she gets for the party.
Hey, but one quick thing here, just for the listeners, just the folks back home. The minute that Blair called and told them that she was coming home as a surprise for Christmas, the Kranks completely did a 180. They let go of essentially everything that they had built up to this point in terms of canceling Christmas, skipping Christmas, not paying attention to Christmas. They flipped a complete 180 the minute they hung up that phone.
Well, and that's what I was saying.
The entire build was just thrown away.
Ruined.
Because of one phone call.
Completely ruined.
And that's what I was saying. Is Jamie Lee immediately flipped 180 and then blamed Tim Allen. And Tim Allen, like, he goes along with it, but you could tell he's pissed. And I would be too. I actually understand where that man is.
He didn't put up much of a fight. He was just a whiny little bitch.
Right. He could. I would have just been like
$3,000 on a plane tickets and a cruise ticket for 2. I would have put my foot down and been like, no.
It's like the whole point. His whole character development up to this point has been putting his foot down and being like, no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. But like, it's all of a sudden now it's like, well, you know what? Now that my wife is busting my balls, sure. Like, it didn't make any sense. And also, I have to say, we missed a crime earlier.
Oh, please
explain.
So when they were getting the tree out, do you remember him tackling Dewey? He just straight up fucking tackles him and mounts him like a steed. Like, it was uncomfortable. Uncomfortable.
He gets arrested by the cops, too, for stealing this tree. We should mention that. And I know we kind of backtracked a little bit. He gets arrested, but Dewey comes back and saves the day for him. It was a point
by saying he was in the house with him, and that's a great alibi. And they can.
Well, and he showed him the keys. He was like, he gave him the keys. He's right. Here it is. And they're like, scram.
I mean, that's still not proof of anything.
No, it's not proof. You could have stole the keys. You could have stole the keys. And then Tim Allen starts to try to put the Frosty up. And he ties a noose around the Frosty's neck and like hoists him up on the roof. And he ends up falling and getting tangled up. Nothing really happens, but he's tangled up. The ladder falls over. Andrew, what happens while he's dangling there?
I'll be honest, Chase. I don't remember because it was something stupid. And if you remember, share it for the folks back home. Okay.
Okay, really nothing. Nothing really happened, but he's dangling there, and the whole town rushing over. Instead of just, like, trying to help him down, because he's only hanging, 4 feet above the ground? It's not, like, a whole lot. There's enough people there to lift him up and untangle him and help him down. No, they call an ambulance. Here's the professional, boys. Let the professionals come in. And even while they're coming in, to show you that Vic Frohmeyer has to have his hand in everything, he's like guiding the ambulance down the driveway. Firefighters come out, and the way that these professionals get him down is to cut the damn rope, and he just falls on his head in front of everybody. So that's a lawsuit. He can get his money back off of that. But he gets up, and they're like, why are you putting up the Frosty? And then they reveal that Blair's coming home with her Peruvian boyfriend. And this is where they start making jokes on his name. They can't get the name Enrique right. I don't know if anybody else noticed that.
Yes, yeah. It was fucking stupid.
Yes,
it's a really fucking dumb joke.
It's a dumb joke. It's like just racially insensitive. It's stupid, but they can't get his name right. So the town at this point is rallying to try to get everything ready for the Kranks.
Again,
to move.
Another complete 180.
180.
They had built up this angst towards the Kranks. They were pissed at them because they were going against the grain. They weren't celebrating Christmas, and that's just wrong. But, the minute they say, oh, Blair's coming home, we need your help, they're like, quick, everyone, it's emergency. Let's pitch in. Like, no, that doesn't fucking happen. It just doesn't. And again, it just completely throws away all the goodwill that we had built up. All of the plot sequences, they were just all for nothing. It was just all a ploy to get to where we are now. And I don't know, that just infuriates me. It pisses me off. So
yeah,
here we are.
So bad. It's a speed run of they get this party thrown together. All the town people are providing food, and they steal a Frosty from someone else's house and put it up.
They get the neighborhood cops to go pick up Blair and Enrique, which that would happen.
Yeah,
but then they also respond to an active crime while they do that as well.
Yes,
find the guy, catch him, put him in a fucking car with them.
And
that's definitely illegal.
And
drive back to the house. Cool.
They
Great.
drive to the house and they park the car and leave the guy in the car. No, there's procedures here. So we were talking about the firefighters dumping Mr. Krank on his head. Then the cops now just leave this criminal in the backseat of the car. And they were going to go into the party and just hang out in the party. So Blair gets home. She's none the wiser. She thinks this party has been scheduled the whole time. The whole town is together. And nothing is happening. It sounds like there's stuff happening, but nothing is happening. And we get this guy named Marty who shows up at the party, and no one knows who he is. But he becomes a pivotal character.
He brings the ham, the whatever smoked honey ham in the can. And just, out of happenstance.
And there's one point where he tells Enrique, he's like, hey, I lived in Peru for a little bit. And they start speaking Spanish with each other. He talks about Peruvian music. So then the town gets together and performs a Peruvian number. Like, how the fuck do they know how to play this? And then Jamie Lee Curtis makes a toast, basically saying she's so grateful for the town coming together without, like, really coming out and saying it around Blair. And then Tim Allen tries to make a speech, and he just goes ditto. And you could tell he's still kind of upset and pissed. So he just walks out of the house. And what do we get at this point, Andrew?
I don't know what happens.
Well, he basically goes.
I don't know. I don't care.
He goes over and gives the honey ham to Beth and her husband, the people he's been feuding with. Also, Dewey lets the criminal out.
He does.
Which Kyle, what does he do? What is the criminal's first idea?
He's like, oh, is this when he goes in and starts like, yes, oh my God.
He goes into a crowded party.
No. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I have things to say about this. The kid, Dewey, he's like, hey, kid, hey, please, I'm just trying to provide for my family over the holidays. I got Timmy, Jimmy, Fucky, and dipshit at home. I want to give them a good Christmas, kids. Can you please let me out of here? And he goes, okay. Lets him out. He could have been a serial rapist. He could have been a child molester. He could have been a serial killer. Who knows? But Dewey thinks it's a great idea and somehow picks the lock on his handcuffs. And he goes, all right, but just a little bit, okay? And the guy goes, yeah, you got it, kid. And then proceeds to walk right into the crowded house where everybody is. Cool.
Right.
Criminal.
Like, there is empty houses this whole block, but he goes into a crowded home with everybody around to steal stuff from the home. He could have went out the back door and went to these other places and broke into so many houses and just had his way. And he didn't do it.
The dumbest criminal of all time.
Ever. And then we have a moment where Mr. Krank goes next door to Beth and her husband. And what does he do, Andrew? What does he give them?
He gives them the tickets they're not going to use for their cruise.
Yep. Cool. Good for them. Wow.
And she has cancer, so I don't know if that's even like plausible for them. Like,
I mean, it is. It depends on the care that they're doing, but like,
or how early the diagnosis is. But it's not. It's probably not a lengthy cruise. It's probably just 10 days. She's probably will be back before any radiation treatment or anything. But she's
also, why? Let me ask you this: why were they sitting alone in their home while the entire town was over at the Kranks celebrating?
That's what I don't understand. Like,
Uh-huh.
and they don't get invited to the party at all. And people were saying that, oh, they're a sweet couple, and they're not. They didn't do anything the whole movie. They just stayed in their
she
home.
was sweet. He was a fucking prick.
Yeah, they were a mirror image, and I think that's how it was written. Was that there was a mirror image of Jamie Lee Curtis and Tim Allen. But anyway, they accept it and accept the tickets, and Tim Allen's walking back, and he keeps hearing a voice on the roof, and he sees the guy that put the Frosty up's been left there. It's another stupid joke. But he sees a criminal come down and running away. And he's trying to, like, talk to him. He's kind of confused. And the next thing you know, the criminal gets absolutely just shell-shocked with an umbrella and a guy in a Santa suit, and it turns out to be Marty. Marty the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Marty is Santa.
He's
How
Santa,
about
everybody.
that?
He's
How
like
special.
And he ends it with saying, I told you could have used an umbrella. So mad. I can't fathom that they had to shoehorn that joke in there. What terrible writing.
Yeah.
Does that wrap
really
it up,
bad
too?
showcase.
After he flies away. He doesn't fly away. He drives off in a Volkswagen Beetle.
Mm-hmm.
Which turns into a sleigh. Which Santa's sleigh is now a Volkswagen Beetle. And I think that wraps it up. Does that wrap it up, Andrew?
Yep, that's it. He gives them the tickets. They say thank you. They walk out, and credits roll. And Santa flies.
Santa flies.
I think Tim Allen goes back into the party and hugs Blair and Jamie Lee Curtis, and that's how it ends abruptly. It ends like just the way it started, just really abruptly. I don't have any more words for this. Andrew, let's start with you. You remember this movie, but you don't remember anything too crazy. How do you feel about it as an adult?
I feel like I wasted an hour and 39 minutes of my life.
Which felt like 3 hours.
It felt way too
hour
long.
And 39. It felt like it was almost 2 hours. It felt incredibly long.
It was like 90 minutes, I promise you. I'll give you the exact. Yeah, it was an hour and 39 minutes.
Wow, 30 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Kyle, what about you?
This was horrifying, like in a way that, like, I can't believe that people think of this, want to watch this, that I thought it was good when I was a child, and that, like, they thought that, like, honing in on the nothing lives of middle America was going to, like, move the needle in an artistic sense. And you can just tell, because, like, when people don't have problems or friction in their life, it's boring. Like, and this is a point, like, why you shouldn't make stories about people that have everything, because they have everything. They made problems for themselves. The people in this movie made problems for themselves. They weren't thrust into situations. Something didn't happen to them. No great tragedy. It was just, well, we're done with capitalism this year. And everybody else goes, no, you must participate in capitalism. And then that's
even to an extent of that, it wasn't even that. They could have done both. Like, there was no need to do one extreme to the other. The only reason that they had that was to have a movie. The plot makes no sense from a logical standpoint. No character in this movie makes a logical decision or has logical rationale. It is absurd on the baseline level. It's absurd because it's boring. We talk about absurd sometimes on this podcast, and we watch movies like Godzilla that are entertaining because they're stupid and dumb, but they're fun to watch. This was dumb and stupid and had no fun element about it. It wasn't funny
at all.
It's labeled a comedy. What made you laugh in this? Nothing.
It's made for people that have no comedic taste. There's nothing in here that's, like, actually, and I think a lot of people in our parents' generation, no offense, parents, but I think a lot of people in our parents' generation, again, not our parents, are enamored by this kind of thing because it reflects how nothing sandwiched their life is. And this stuff cannot be made. Like, you can't make this kind of stuff. And I would rather watch Godzilla than watch this, because at least there's cinematography in it. At least there's something fun and dynamic happening. At least I can get mad at something and go like, well, it's okay because this is an action movie, a sci-fi movie. This is, like, supposed to mimic, like, a real life, and we're supposed to get involved with it, and I can't. It's so bad at its job.
This movie was created to target people who live in middle America, who are going through a midlife crisis or are about to, and maybe are also experiencing empty nesting and have no life outside of the little bubble they've created. That's what this movie is for. No offense. It just is.
That's what it is. And I think the real question is, we know, do we answer the question? Should we? Does it hold up, everybody?
Well, let's do it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
No.
Kill me, no.
So, all right. So the real question about this movie is, to me, this is one of the worst movies we've seen on this show. But where do we put it? We always say Batman and Robin is the worst film that we've ever seen. Is that still our king?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That one is still on a different level.
That one's
of shit, so.
That's like hateful. Like it's somebody made that with the intention to like cause harm to other people.
I will say this got close for me, because at least Batman and Robin had a little bit of that absurdity, like that unintentional humor that I laughed at because it was so dumb. Well, you brought up Godzilla. How do we think this stacks up against Godzilla? Another lower. I would watch Godzilla a million times over before I watch this again.
Andrew?
Yeah, I would too. I would too.
So so this is probably number 2 on our list, right? Probably.
Yeah, I think even Halloween 3 was better than this by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By a large margin, honestly.
Yeah. I can't think of another movie that would be in the same category as this. We did the Santa Claus last year. I'd rather watch it. We did Jingle All the Way. I definitely would rather watch Jingle All the Way. I mean, what about Independence Day, Wild Wild West? Those are some of the ones that we talk about. But
Wild Wild West would be right on the same level as this.
I might not. I think I would put. Actually, I think I'd put Wild Wild West a little lower than this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Okay, so we're saying worst movie we've ever seen is Batman and Robin. Second worst is Wild Wild West, and then third, Christmas with the Kranks. Is that our? Because we got to keep that in mind in case one of these gets unseated one day, which I don't know if Batman and Robin ever will.
I don't know. That's a really tough.
Unless we watch
like a movie that's. We have to keep this in mind that these are movies that are actually trying hard, mainstream movies. So like we're not going to go into
with a big budget
like,
too.
Yeah, and Tommy Wiseau shit. We're not going to do that. Like these, like we're talking about big budgets. Yes.
Andrew, what would you give this on the IMDb rating scale?
It's a 3.4.
Kyle?
3.3. That's pretty low. That's pretty low for me. I'm not going to do 1s or 2s. 3 is pretty abominable. So,
Kyle, what would you give it?
I'd give it more closer, probably like a 3.6. I don't think I wanted to commit genocide like Andrew did, but it's like I zoned out watching this movie. That's how bad it is.
I'm giving
really bad thing.
I'm giving it a 2.9. I don't think it
really.
I don't think it deserves a 3. I put it in the same category as Batman and Robin, and I think I gave it a 1 something. So I can't get too far away from that. In my opinion, I do prefer watching Wild Wild West over this. I would watch Wild Wild West any day over this movie. This movie absolutely sucked. There was no joy to it at all. It wasn't funny. It wasn't even dumb enough to be entertaining. It just had no merit to it at all. It was like watching paint dry. It was an hour and a half that felt like it was 3 hours. 2.9 is very generous, in my opinion, for this movie. But Andrew, I want you to look up.
I will challenge you in the future on this low score.
Yes,
Not
please,
today.
please.
Something else, I will challenge you.
Please, I don't know if I'll ever.
That is a low score from you, Chase.
It very much is, but that's how I'm feeling now. Maybe in the future, I'm like, okay, you know what? In hindsight, it wasn't so bad. But as of right now, immediate reaction 2.9. And Andrew, what does it have on IMDb?
5.5.
That's ridiculously high. Yeah. Ridiculously high.
Honestly, 5. When you're in the 5s on IMDb, it's not a good movie.
No, but it's still over 50. It's over 50%, and this movie's not over 50%. But I will say it has a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think this is the one time where I'm like, I agree with Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, that about wraps up this episode. Thank God. You know what we do here? We reach into your childhood nostalgia, pull the Christmas movies from your past out. Today we looked at Christmas with the Kranks, and it's considered one of the worst movies we've ever reviewed. We're not even going to put that in your memory bank. We're going to throw that in the trash, and hopefully we never see it again. Kyle, tell everybody what we're doing next week on episode 2 of Merry Shipmas.
Schindler's List. Just kidding. We're going to be doing Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick.
Oh, God. It just gets worse, doesn't it? And also, great job, like, putting the Schindler's List reference in there as well. I thought you were going to say Saving Private Ryan for a second.
We got to get one. We got to get that or Saving Private Ryan.
Every episode. So
Got to do it, baby.
we hope you had a wonderful day. Please go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and we will look forward to seeing you next week as we look at Deck the Halls.
Deck my halls.